I think we're live. Yes, we are live. Hello.
Hi.
We're just waiting for a few people to come in. It's just me and you at the moment, Kimmy, I think. I'm just waiting for YouTube to catch up.
Oh, I see us on YouTube now.
Yep. Just waiting for people to come in. Anyway, we are going to be doing mixed media this morning, and it's going to be a step-by-step tutorial of the basics of mixed media. And I've got a couple of samples here that I just did. These are just little 3x3 chipboard pieces. I didn't finish the back yet. I'm just going to be painting it black. But this is just some heavy chipboard. But they're super cute little frames or card toppers or anything that you want to use them for. And I've done them in 3 different colors.
I love those. Are they 3x3?
Yeah, they're 3x3. So you don't have.
They're
Sorry?
Thrinchies. They're Thrinchies then.
Thrinchies, is that what it's called? Okay.
Yep, Thrinchies.
So I did these, like I said, just in some heavy duty chipboard. This is actually the back of a pad of mixed media paper. That's what I used these for. When the pad was finished, I cut up the chipboard in the back because it's so thick and sturdy. But we're going to show how to do all the layering, how you start from the back up, and how you get, oops, why is that there? How you get to this point. And all the fun things in between. And I'm here with Kimmy, by the way.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I know it's a little early. I'm making some tags.
Yes, Kimmy's going to make some tags.
And I'm doing the same thing. They're the back of some paper pads that I just cut up.
Nice to see you, Judy.
With some black gesso. I don't see the chat.
Hey, New York girl, how are you?
I don't see the chat. Oh, there it is. Hi, Judy. Hi, New York girl.
So that's what we're going to be doing. Kimmy's got some tags. I'm just going to click over on Kimmy and she can show you what she's got and what she'll be playing with. Over to you, Kimmy, for a second.
Oh, okay. I just did the same thing as Kim. I cut up the back of some paper pads and cut them into tag shape. Used my hole punch and hit them with a coat of black gesso. But I can show you something that I was working on if I can find it in this mess. Let's see, Kim likes this one. I just took a crinkled up bag, paper bag, and I glued down, actually I used glossy accents watered down. I glued down some wooden squares, some ephemera. I used some fabric paint that I had laying around, a little angel and some bling. And then these little flecks are actually tea. I cut open a tea bag and just dumped some tea everywhere. So just kind of fooling around to try things out.
That's the way to learn with mixed media.
So that's what I was doing, playing around.
All right, let's get going, girl. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So for this piece that I've got here, this is actually the back of a broken picture frame. And I didn't do the back so you could see that's where the piece was that stood it up. So great for recycling. You can turn it into art. And then what I did was I took a piece of canvas paper and then glued it on top and then painted that with black gesso. So that's what I did.
I'm going to be using some Prima paper. And I'm using some mixed media glue that I got real cheap. So I'm just gluing down, tearing and gluing down some paper for right now.
Yeah, so we're going to work on the background first. And even though this is painted black, I'm going to be painting, once I get everything done, I'm going to be painting the whole thing black. And Kimmy is going to paint hers white, correct?
Yes, just for something different.
So she'll be doing one in white and I'll be doing one in black. So I've got some lace here that I'm going to put down. So the first step when you're doing mixed media is to make your background. So you can use anything for that. I've got a bit of lace here that I want to put down. I may cover the whole thing actually and then build up on it, because once you
Nice.
paint it and then add the color to it, it'll pick up all this really cool texture of the lace.
I'm
So
using
that's
some,
what we are going to do.
sorry, I'm
And
using some
I'm
mixed
using,
media adhesive
hang on, let
on
me
my,
click on you.
okay. I'm using some mixed media adhesive from Hobby Lobby that I
Cool.
got really cheap for like $2. And
I
this
like
works
the
great.
fun of that.
This looks great for everything.
And I am using, click back over on me, some soft matte gel by Finnabar. That's what I'm
That's the
using.
technique we're going for today, ladies, is Finnabar kind of
Yeah.
inspired.
So let me just get my,
And I recommend you use paper that you don't really care for. Like, I don't really like the colors on this one. So I'm just
yeah,
going to,
this is a great way to use up ugly paper that you have in your stash, because you're going to be painting over it. But the ripped up paper will create some really cool texture for you.
that's the plan, Stan.
So let me just start putting this lace down here. And it doesn't have to be on there perfectly either.
Don't bother swiping your torn pieces because they're going to get painted over.
Yeah. So great way to use up broken pieces of jewelry. Hey, Sierra.
Hey, Sierra.
So like I said, it's a great way to use up your broken jewelry pieces. My husband fixes electronics, so he gives me all the broken electronic pieces, little small light bulbs, all kinds of things from his workshop. So I have a lot of really cool metal pieces, and it's great for this type of a project.
We love Prima too, New York girl.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that is glued down, and I'm going to just trim that.
It's okay if your paper goes off the edges too.
Yeah, you can always trim it.
You can see roughly, I just glued down a bunch of little bits that I tore.
Hey, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Here now. Hey, girl.
We want to say real quick too, it would be really nice if everybody went and subbed each other on YouTube. That's the way we roll around here.
Yeah.
And of course, thank you guys all for coming. All right, Kimmy, where are we at now?
Well, I'm just putting a coat of this on top to make sure my lace is down really good.
All right, so I'm going to do my white, and I'm just using
and
really
then
cheap gesso.
the next step is just starting to glue your bits down.
I'm just using some really cheap white gesso, y'all.
Well, we do that last, Kimmy.
Yeah, but I want to paint the ugly paper.
Yeah, honestly, don't do it yet. We're going to glue all our pieces down first, and then paint the whole thing.
Okay.
Much better that way, easier.
Right.
So the next thing you want to figure out is, your placement of your pieces and what you want to put down. So I have some cool wood pieces that I want to put down. So I think I'm going to put that down in the center. And then you just kind of start building your pieces how you want to do it. I like to put things in the middle, but you could put things down in the corner or anywhere you want. You can, it's up to you how you lay out your pieces. And this is also going to give you the texture that you want. You can have some chipboard wings here too that I might use. These are from, it says Leaky Shed, these wings. And I don't throw away this outline of pieces that my chipboard comes in either, because again, you can use that frame for something.
Stencil, make stencil.
Stencil, anything goes with mixed media. That's why I love it. There's no rules.
I'm using some Prima letters. I'm going to tear up a playing card, and I've got a seashell and some other chipboard.
So just lay out your design however you want to have it.
I'm also using hot glue.
I think I'm going to save that for the end. Let's see here. Let's put that there. What else do I have? Got medals. Oh, I got some gears and a button. Gears, gears, gears. We like gears.
I even saved the acetate that my letters come off of because this is cute for like shaker cards and things like that.
Anything that creates texture is good. So I think I'm going to do it like that. So that's kind of my layout right there. So now I'm just going to glue that down. And for sake of, you know, quickness, I'm going to use hot glue, but I would probably use like a wet glue or even the 3D matte gel. The 3D matte gel is really good for gluing stuff down, but the thing is, it takes a long time for it to dry. I'll use it on the wings here. So it's kind of a pain in that respect. And then once we get everything glued down, you want to make sure your background is good and dry before you start painting it. So we're going to have to give it a shot with the heat gun. I think this one I'll glue down.
I'm just cutting up a piece of a doily that I dyed with some tea.
Oh, thank you, New York. You're such a sweetheart.
I'm from New York too, New York. That's awesome. Rockland County for me.
That one I'll use this. Trying to avoid some glue strings, which I know is difficult.
I'm hoping Keisha comes.
Yeah, hopefully. I did share it. I forgot to share it in your group though, Kimmy.
Oh crap, so did I. If anybody's in my group, if you could take a minute and go share, that would be great.
I did share it in mine though. Now, Carla, you've got something going on your channel. I haven't seen the video yet. Says Carla creates with lace. What's that about, Carla? Can you let us know in the chat, honey?
Sorry, that's my creaky chair.
That's okay. We like creaky chairs. Okay, so now we've got the last piece here. The key.
Do I have enough, Kim? Or do I need more stuff?
Hang on one second. Let me click on you. My fingers are all sticky now. Let me click over on you. Nope, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine, girl. Oh, okay. Carla just opened an Etsy shop for her lace and fabric creations. Awesome.
Yay. Congrats.
Hey, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
That's so great, Carla. So guys, go over and check out Carla's video. I'm sure the link to her Etsy store is there. And her work is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful.
Yes, That's awesome, Debbie. I mean, Carla, what am I saying? Debbie is awesome too. Just saying.
I do have a little thing I want to say though before I get too much further into this. If you guys could all send your love and prayers and whatever healing vibes, positive thoughts for my daughter, Jordan. Most of you probably remember her. She's been in my chat several times. She's Paranoia Princess. Jordan is in the hospital, and she's been diagnosed with a very rare blood disorder. And we've had a very rough weekend. Very worrying, very upsetting weekend for my family. And if my phone rings while I'm live, I'll have to turn it over to Kimmy because we're still waiting for her to be put in a regular room. She's been in ICU. But if you could please, just please send all your positive vibes and thoughts for my daughter. I would really, really appreciate it.
I would appreciate it too. She's really, really a sweetheart.
She is. And she definitely does not need this. She's got other health issues as well. She's had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis since she was a child. So she's really had a rough go of it this past weekend. So I would appreciate any prayers and thoughts and healing for her.
Oops.
My wonderful friends insisted that I keep going with my crafting and lives because I was just sitting here worrying and worrying. So thank you, Judy, for sending healing energy. I totally appreciate that.
It's more like Kim wanted us to come on and help her keep going.
That's true. Thank you, Casey. And yes, Shannon and Siobhan have also been wonderful support system for me this past weekend too. So just wanted to say that. Okay, so at this point now I'm gonna have to
I glued down some more stuff. Just letting everybody know I glued down some more stuff.
Oh, hang on. Let me click on you.
I'm good now.
Show it, Kimmy. I just clicked on you.
Oh, sorry.
I have to click on you because it's only the two of us. Cool. So let's dry it now. Well, you don't have to probably, do you?
Nope, I sure don't.
So if you want to start gessoing yours while I dry mine, I'll click over on you.
Or as I call it, Jessie. Gonna put some Jessie on there because I'm a Rick Springfield
Jessie on, and I will mute while I use my heat gun.
So I'm a Rick Springfield fan, so it's Jessie because it's Jessie's girl. Uh-huh. All right, so I'm gonna attack this with some white gesso. I just thought white might be easier for you guys to see than black on black. And I'm using my crappiest brushes on purpose because I don't really want to ruin my nice Prima brushes. I'm just kind of tapping. I'm not like doing strokes with the paintbrush just so I can get, completely covered. Thank you for that, Debbie. She's going to appreciate that. Kim is dragging me into the world of mixed media these days. I used to do it a while back, and I just kind of took a break for a while. I went down the shabby chic rabbit hole, which I love, and the paper crafting, which I love. So doing a little bit more with texture and things.
Thank you, New York. Thank you, Debbie. I also want to say too, I didn't mention her, but my bestie Mary as well has just been amazing for this past weekend. So I want to thank all my wonderful crafty friends.
Shout out to Mary. She might pop in a little bit later, right? On her lunch.
She may, if she gets a little break from work, she might. Yeah. But
So ladies, if you have a handyman at home, just raid their toolbox. They'll never notice if you take a couple of things out of there.
Okay, so Kimmy's painting, and I'm going to start painting. I'm using the Finnabar heavy black gesso for mine, and you're going to see two different takes on the same thing, which is very cool.
I'm going to mute because I got to use the heat tool for a minute.
Okay, I've clicked over on me. So this is the scary part where you put black paint over everything. And you're like, no, don't do it. But there's still a bit of my wet matte medium in the background, but that doesn't matter. So everything's getting painted black. And then with our colorful paints and mica powders and things, we're going to bring that all to the forefront again, and it'll look really cool. So I hope you guys will give this a try. It's not difficult. And like I said, you can use anything that you want to make your texture. And, you know, even once you get all the black on here, if you find you want to add more, go ahead and add it. You want a good stiff bristle brush for this part because you got to get in all those little nooks and crannies. I love using lace for the background because you'll really see all those little bits of texture once we get the color on here. I'm gonna need just a tiny bit more. I bought these tubes of the Finnabar stuff in a package of 3. It comes with white gesso, black gesso, and clear gesso. I think I got them on Blitsy, and very good deal if you don't use a lot of gesso.
I bought the cheap gesso from Hobby Lobby.
Well, I've also got white gesso from, if you're in Canada, Dollarama. Whoops. Where did that come from?
I don't think they sell gesso at the Dollar Tree here.
Well, I'm hoping they have more when I go back because it was a good deal. It was $3 for a big jar, and it's nice, thick, heavy gesso. Can't seem to get in the little crevice there. There we go.
I'm just gluing some homemade resins down from a friend.
Yeah, you can keep on layering if you find that you don't have enough on there and you want to add more.
No, I'm doing a second. I'm just gluing stuff down on the second one.
Oh, you're doing 2 tags.
No, I don't know I'm going to finish them all, but I'm just gluing some stuff down.
Well, then you'll have it ready for the next one.
Yep.
And we have a great tip if you don't have mica powders. Kimmy's going to be using eyeshadow.
From the Dollar Tree, my favorite place.
See, that one wasn't dry, so we're going to use a bit of hot glue on this one.
Yeah, my seashell needs another spot of glue.
Normally, once I had glued my pieces down, I would have waited a bit to let them all dry, but they seem to be okay with the heat gun seems to have made them stick with the matte gel.
My friend Michelle made these resins and they're super cool. That's on my crafty bucket list. I want to do some
resin. Yeah, I want to do that too.
Or like some Mod Podge molds, things like that.
I definitely want to do resin. I've got quite a few molds that I could make some cool pieces with. So has anybody in the chat done resin? So interested in that.
We have a lot of candy making molds, so I think I'm going to use those.
Yep. And soap molds are good.
Yeah,
Is
we've
there
got those
anything else
too.
I want to add? I have a tiny feather. Would that work?
Those are hard to paint, dude.
What is?
Feathers.
No, these are chipboard feathers.
Oh, and that would work.
Kind of feeling like I want to put that there. Kind of like that. Let's do that.
Blue strings.
Yes, we are going to brush them with color, Sierra.
Yep.
That's the plan, Stan.
Here's my Dollar Tree. This is a gold
And pick.
eyeshadow.
Yeah, eyeshadow's great for mica powders, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to color these feathers now.
So dig into your makeup bag. Shopping in your own house is the best thing to do. And
Well, I was
find
saying that
the
to
colors.
you the other day, too, about shopping in my stash.
Yep. So find the colors that you wouldn't put on your face and break them up and dump them into a bottle. And if you want to make them chalk paint, you can break up a piece of chalk and put it in there. Or if you just want to make them paint, put a little alcohol, gesso, water, shake, shake, shake.
Yep, you can make your own sprays. Okay. Now my desk is a mess, but that's okay.
Our desks are always a mess.
That's what happens when you're doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, let's be real.
Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly dry mine. So I'll mute myself for a second. Oh, Sierra said,
You've done resins, New York girl?
cool.
Tell us all about it.
I have mild, but only have used clay in them and had a heck of a time. I was thinking about using them with caulking. Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a really good idea. Thanks for that.
Really good idea.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
I've
gonna
done
mute for a sec
air
while
dry clay, and I actually just took my bracelets and stamped them in the air dry clay. It helps if they're not on you at the time, like they were when I did them. And then I poked a hole to make like a necklace, to make a charm for a necklace or bracelet. Don't worry about the autocorrect. Using resins on this is a lot of fun though.
Okay, I think mine is dry. So that's what it looks like. And even though it's black, you can see that there's going to be a lot of depth and texture and things on that.
I'm going to dry these other two real quick, so I'm going to mute.
Yep. So while we're waiting for Kimmy to move on to the next step, I'm just going to try and get my desk a little cleaner, which I know is impossible when you're doing this. But so the next step is starting to add a bit of color. And for this, I find that the best thing you can do is metallics. I love metallics. My favorite paints are these Prima Art Alchemy metallics. I love them. They're my absolute favorite paints. And so that would be the next step, in my opinion. And then after that, you can use your sprays or anything, but you need to get a little bit of color on here first, I think. And then once we're done with the coloring, then at the very, very end, you add your final little embellishments and things. But for now, that's what we're going to do. Can you use fabric flowers to do this, or does it need to be something hard and substantial? Nope, you can absolutely color flowers. In fact, I have some here that I can put some on here for you and show you. I've got a couple here that I'll add while I'm waiting for Kimmy. I'll put one there. And one there. And we'll get those painted black, and I will show you what that looks like. Good question, though, Sierra. So let me just get a bit of this on it. So you just want to get in there, the black paint again. And it doesn't matter 100% if you don't get all the leaves covered, because you're going to be painting it with the metallic paints anyway. But we'll try and get in there. Well, that's how you find out, Sierra, is questions, right? I love mixed media. It was the first thing I've done on my YouTube channel was mixed media. That's kind of where I started. And it's been really a lot of fun getting back to it. See a couple of other spots I missed here too. There we go. That's not bad. Okay, how's your drying coming, Kimmy? I wonder if Kimmy has forgotten to unmute herself.
I did.
Yeah, thought so.
I'm here. I'm waiting on you. I got out my metallic paints and everything.
Oh, hey, Shannon. Hi, sweetheart. I'm just going to quickly dry these two flowers here that I painted. I put them on here to show Sierra.
Missed you, Shanny.
No, I haven't always been a fabric artist. I started off with mixed media, Sierra. Well, actually, when I was a kid, I started off with like drawing. That was my first love, was drawing.
I started off with scrapbooking like 30 years ago.
Now, if you look back at my old videos, you'll see a lot of mixed media, from, 4 or 5 years ago. I've been on YouTube since 2010, but I didn't start doing videos until early 2012.
Good, Shannon. Happy to hear that.
Yes, that was my next question. Everything's good? Okay, good. Good, sweetheart. Okay. So the next step, like I was saying, is our metallics. So what you want to do is get out the color you want to start with. And a brush, of course.
I don't use a brush. I just start dumping it.
No dumping. No dumping. You must do a thin coat when you start. So you want to get a tiny bit on your brush, wipe a little bit off on your mat, and you want to start just slightly dry brushing it and hitting the tops.
I'm like the bad student that doesn't listen.
I know you are, so listen. And you don't want to cover the whole thing. Like I like to do different areas. And this color is blue pink or pink blue, pardon me. And because the Art Alchemy paints are different depending on what color is on the background, if this was on a white background, you would see more blue. But because it's on a black background, you're going to see more pink. That's why it kind of looks pink.
I'm using a light pink from Dollar Tree eyeshadow.
So you want to do like kind of a dry brush and a very light coat in spots. And there you can see.
I got there. I just took a different method. That's all. Just took a different way around.
And you're not going to do the whole thing in one color.
No.
Because this
See?
is how you're going to create the depth. Hang on, let me click on you. Where's my mouse? There it is. Yep. Perfect.
See?
Yep. Okay, so now that we've done one color, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to pick a secondary color, something that complements that. I think I kind of want to go like with a different blue now that I've got that. So this one is rich turquoise.
I was going to use silver, but you won't see that. So let's see.
It is fun, Sierra. I love mixed media.
I'm having a ball. I'm going to use gold.
Yeah.
Pink and gold.
So again, we're doing just a dry brush, light coat. Mix it in a little bit to the color you just put on, because so they blend together.
I got to go back to Dollar Tree for different colors of this eyeshadow.
Well, I'm not using mica powder yet. I'm using paints. Mica powder is after this one.
Oops.
Yeah, you're supposed to be using your paint, girl.
I can do that too.
It doesn't matter if you did mica powder first. That's just the order I do it in.
I've got my paints all sitting here.
Yeah. And you're just kind of dry brushing. Look at how great that lace looks in the background. Oh, here, I'm not clicked on me. Never mind. See how great that lace looks in the background there?
Well, I don't have to watch the chat anymore. Shannon's here, so I can put it up and see. Ooh, that does look
that
pretty.
was a little too thick there, so it's come out a bit dark. So, but that's okay. And the fun thing is, anything that comes out too thick, gesso will always take that back again.
Yep. All right, let's get. I have some really cool paint. It's deco art, and it's indoor outdoor patio paint texturals. So
cool.
it's stone-like finish. So I'm gonna put some of that on here because it's like a gray, and I love this
thin coat.
Yes, got it. On the place that I didn't hit with the mica powders.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. You want to blend it. So there's where I'm at the moment. And now I'm going to add a different metallic. I think I might do, where is it now? Do I have it out? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Of course, I probably don't because Kim's never organized. I mean, you can use anything. You can use alcohol inks. You can do anything. But I'm looking for my silver. I don't know what I do with
Press ones also would be good.
I've got a lighter blue there too. I might use that. Okay, this one's a blue gold. Let's try that one. All right. I like blue. What can I say? Let's do a lighter blue first.
I might have to mute for a minute. Caroline's calling me.
Okay. Oh, I can't get the lid off. Hang on one second. I'm going to heat the lid. Here's a tip for you guys. My husband told me. If you have jars and things that you can't open, heat it with your heat gun for a minute and then it should pop right open. Just be careful because this is a metal lid, so it will be hot, but it 99.9% of the time works when you do that. If you can't get your lid off instead of struggling with it. Yep, that's hot. And there we go, I got it off. It does make a world of difference adding those for sure, Sierra. So this is light patina, this one. And again, it's a different colored blue. It's going to lighten that other turquoise up a little bit. See, that's a little thick there. Let me just rub that back a bit. But the trick with this, this part of it is just to keep the coats very thin and very light. And you're basically dry brushing. And it's okay to keep some of the black showing as well, because the black ends up standing out now too, because you've got the different colors on it. And there you can see these flowers are starting to come back to life there for you, Sierra. The black also creates a really cool shadow effect once you add the colors on top. And if you want more color in one area, you just go back and do like several thinner coats, which I kind of like in this area here. And then maybe up in this corner as well. And you can see around the wings and things there. Oh, you leaving, Casey? Or Carla, pardon me? Take care, sweetie. Hey, Grandma. I'm terrible with names. I'm so sorry. So every color that you add each time, it's pushing the first color into the background. So even though I did the pink blue, you can see that the other colors are coming forward now, and that first color is being pushed back. So it depends on the order. So this one I'm going to do, this one's a blue gold, so it'll probably come out gold, I'm thinking, on here. But I am going to add some gold in a minute, I think. I love blue and gold together. Yeah, that's probably going to be gold. Yeah. So that I kind of want to focus more on the wings. You can see how that highlighted those. Hey, Monica. Thank you. I really hope you guys are going to give this a try. I love doing this. It's so relaxing. And the cool thing about mixed media is there are no rules to any of it. It's just whatever you want to do. I think we'll get the tips of these feathers. No, I'm just using the same brush, Sierra. I mean, you can dip it in water, but because you're dry brushing, you're not getting much paint on there. And you can see I'm dabbing it off on my mat. So no. And because these are all Prima paints, you know, I just don't. I mean, if I was doing black, then I would probably use a different brush or clean my brush. But because it's just thin layers of paint, I'm not that worried about it. You can certainly wet your brush in between and clean it. Okay, so let's add a bit of this gold here. Oh, that's very crooked. Look at my metal came out crooked, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. And again, you can see that now this color is pushing the other colors into the background as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yes, and baby wipes do come in handy when brushing. Absolutely. Baby wipes are handy for everything, which I'm going to get one out now. Okay, and I have a cup of water off here, off camera, keep my brushes in. So there's where we're at the moment. You can see how the black has really made a lot of really cool shadows behind the pieces. So now what I want to do is probably play with a bit of mica powders. I've got some really nice blue. Let's see what we've got here. I think these three might be the winners. Again, you can use your sprays on here. I just didn't use sprays today. I used the paints, but if you wanted to, you could add your sprays to this without any problems at all. I do have a silver one here. This one's silver, I believe. Let's try a bit of silver. What's this one? Nope, that's gray. Let's see what we got. Steel shimmer. This is a Lindy's spray. Let's do it that way. So that is probably just going to blend into the background because it's black, but we'll give it a shot with the heat gun and see what it does. Thanks, New York. And it's pretty funny to think that this is the background of a broken picture frame that I've made into this. Yeah, I don't think that made much of an effect. If I used a different color, like a brighter blue or something, it would probably make an effect for sure. But it probably will give it a shimmer because this is the Glitz Spritz spray. So it'll probably be a bit of a shimmer on there that the camera may not pick up. Anyway, on to the next. So now we need a dry brush, very small dry brush. And I'm going to open these, and these are from Lindy's as well, and they've also got the Magicals. But I don't have any of the Magicals, but I do have these cool powders, these mica powders. This one is Billabong Blue Green. So with the mica powder, you want to take a super tiny amount on your brush. You can see that's barely nothing. And you want to get into the cracks and crevices here and just brush it. Now, the thing with mica powder is you can also, once I put this on here, I can spritz it with water, and that will activate the mica, or you can just rub it in there and leave it. And it's a subtle thing, but hopefully you'll be able to see it on camera. I've got some black over here on this side, so I'll put some over here so you can kind of see. There you go. I hope you can see that on the side there. It's very bright in here and sunny, so I'm not sure if it'll pick it up or not. But I love using mica powders. Put some on the flowers. Aw, thanks. I think that must come from me teaching floral design, maybe. I was a florist once for about 12 years. And I had my own flower shop, and I taught floral design classes at my store. Oh, this one, sorry, this one is called Lilac Violet. You'll probably see this one a bit more because it's purple. So we're just going to add a little bit of purple for contrast on here because I don't have any purple. And you really want to get in the crevices, cracks and crevices with the mica powder. And like I said, you can activate this with water if you wish. I like the dry brush method, but I have used it both ways with the water. In fact, where did I put my water bottle? There it is. Let's spritz down here. Whoops. Get it moving a bit. Hopefully you can see that it does make a bit of a difference. And the thing about this is layering, layering, layering. That's really the ticket. Hi, Keisha. Kimmy was mentioning you earlier. Kimmy's here with me. She's just on a phone call with her daughter. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see some of that purple there now. But you can see all the different layers, all the different colors, how pretty it is. I just love doing this kind of thing. Yes, it was good, Keisha. You have amazing energy, girl. And then this one is a burnished bronze, but I find it to be a really nice, it comes up like gold more than bronze to me anyway. And I just love this one. So let me get the purple off my brush here. I'll use what's in the lid. And you'll really be able to see this one, I think. This one shows up really, really well. So like I said before, if you don't have mica powders, go to your local dollar store or pound shop, um, and get yourself some eyeshadow. Read the back and make sure it's got mica powder in it. And if you just crush it up, you can make your own mica powder. But I would recommend getting some Lindy's though, because it's my favorite mica powder. Prima has some good mica powders too. Just gonna go around these wings a bit with this gold, and it'll just kind of bring them to life, I think. Yeah, you can see the gold that's coming up now. That makes a difference once you add. So you start off really with the darkest and then go to the lightest, I guess. And Kimmy's will have a different effect because she did hers, painted her background white. So, but the same principle you can use. The other thing that you can do is if you paint everything black and then go over it um, with white gesso on top, then you'll have this really cool looking shadowy effect with the white on top of the black, because the black will be in all the, the crevices and everything, and then the white is just sitting on top, so you get this very cool shadow effect. Yeah, it is the right touch, Keisha. So I'm just going to paint the tips of these feathers here with some of this. And then these roses up here, I think, too. They need a touch. And then to balance, we'll just do some down here in this corner. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think, guys? You can see the gold now. You can pretty much see everything that I put on there now, because the paints and the mica powder and everything have brought everything to life, just adding the color. So don't be afraid to do the black. And there's, the bottom of that feather there. Why do a lot of people do that type of blue? I don't know. I think turquoise and blue are just, these are the paints I used, Keisha, the Prima Art Alchemy. I think people just like that color, and I think that when they do the black, that turquoise is one of the complementary colors on the color wheel, or green or purple. Anything on that side of the color wheel goes so well with black. I mean, if you did orange, you would end up with kind of a Halloweeny look, in my opinion, or, red and burgundy look nice with black. So I think that would be why maybe people do that. So now we're on to finishing touches. Oh, Kimmy's gone, so it's just me now. I hope everything's okay. Um, yes, add patina to mixed media. It's such a beautiful shade with black. Yes, it is. It is a beautiful shade. So I'm going to add my little finishing touches here. And you want to do that just for contrast, of course, or, anything really. So this is going to stick out. So I'm going to add this number right here. And I've got, whoops, these tiny junkyard findings here by Prima that I want to open up. Whoops. And these are like little tiny nail heads. So I want to cover these two holes up. With the little nail heads. And then we'll add a sentiment, and I think we're good. So let me just put these down. And again, I would add a wet glue normally, just for longevity. I may do that when I'm finished here. But for time's sake, we're using hot glue. Get up there. Okay, and now let's see, what kind of a sentiment do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Hi, Deanna. These are the Tim Holtz Small Talk, which I love. Let's see what we've got here. Let's do this one. We are fearless, independent, and original, because we all are, right? The clock here, it's actually a compass, is made of MDF wood that I've had for years and years in my stash. And the wings are chipboard. Where do I want this? There, maybe? Let's do it there. So I will put some matte medium on those to make sure they're down permanently, but there it is. It says, we are fearless, independent, and original. Yeah, I know it looks metal. Once you added I added metallic paints and the mica powders, they do look metal, don't they? But they're actually wooden chipboard. The gears here, the key is metal. The feathers are chipboard. This piece up here in the corner is resin. So this piece behind the key is metal, like lace in the background. And you could use a stencil and texture paste if you wanted to as well. But there it is, not bad for a broken picture frame backing. And it only took about an hour, so that's not bad. So I hope you guys will give this a try. It's so much fun to just play. Oh, thank you, my friend Shannon. You're awesome. Thanks, Keisha. You guys are awesome too. But yeah, please give it a try. I hope you will. And if you do, please send me the link to the video or photos of your work or anything. You can always post them in the Angeldreamcrafts Facebook group. And the link for that is in the description box down below. So please come over and join us over there, because we do a lot of fun things over there too. And I hope you'll give this a try. Sierra, yeah, please give it a try. And yes, the flowers turned out cool, right? There you can see them a bit closer. So anything goes with this kind of stuff. You can do anything. I use lace, paper flowers, metal, chipboard. So yeah, anything you've got. And on the little ones that I showed you guys at the beginning, like this one here, I'm not sure you'll be able to see it, but behind this little fairy here was actually a flower piece of ephemera that I wanted to put there, but I didn't like it, so I just painted it black, and you can see the top of the flower there, and it created a texture. And these will be up on my blog soon, these guys. So yeah, I really, really hope you'll give these a try. They're so much fun to play with. And there's one in a different color again. So you see, you can do any color, whatever your favorite color is. I mean, you could do one all in pink if you wanted, or anything, you know. Red would be nice with the black. This one I did with white, so that's why it's brighter and lighter. I painted everything with the white gesso and then added a little tiny bit of blue in the background and then gold accents and mica powder on this one. And then these two I did the same way as I did the big one in black. So no pink for Deanna. Yeah, no pink. But you can make a pink one, Deanna, if you want to, that is. No, I'm not a pro, Keisha. I'm not. I just um kind of do it, and I watch a lot of tutorials on YouTube. There's so many amazing and creative mixed media artists on YouTube. Um, so please go and check them all out and check out Finnabar. A lot of people do this technique, but they all do it and they have their own sort of way of doing it, and their own spin on it. So that's what's kind of fun about it. But I love it. I love it because it's so freeing. No rules. You don't have to do it things a certain way. You just do what you feel. So I love it. But anyway, I think I'm going to end here, my friends. This was super fun. And if anybody has any questions about mixed media or anything, you know, definitely message me or ask anytime. You can find me on Facebook. I think all of you guys are in my Facebook group, but, you know, you can definitely ask me a question or message me on Facebook or leave a comment below or whatever. And I will get back to you. But thank you all for coming, guys. It was so much fun, and I'm going to check on Kimmy and find out what's happening. But I will be back next week with another video. Take care, everybody. Bye. Thank you for coming.